just like we asked. We got some calls coming in. Larry, what do you say? You want to take some of these calls?
Yeah, let's go to Dave in Deltona. This ought to be interesting.
Dave calling from Daytona. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, thank you for taking my call. I've got a Lewmar tint in the back window, and the car's about 8 years old, and I think it's on the defrost thing that I only use a couple times, but it's bubbling. Have they developed any kind of new way to get the tint off and keep the defrost intact, or do they just scrape it off and the wires mess up the glass? What's the deal on that, or should I just leave it?
No, you don't want to leave it, because if the tent is starting to fail, you're going to be in a situation where it's going to start obstructing your view. And I wouldn't want you to deal with that. I will tell you, the tent is usually, if you get it loosened up at one corner. Now, I'm not going to tell you this is going to be easy by no means, but if you get it loosened up at one corner and you start pulling it, that tint will usually come off. If it's a Lewmar, something that's a good product, it's probably going to come off pretty much in one piece. You may wind up having a couple sections, but what it does is the tint part will come off, but it'll leave all that glue behind it. And if you've got a defroster on the window, the best way to go about doing this, have you ever seen plastic razor blades?
Yes.
You need to stock up on those and make sure you got plenties of them. Now, I'll tell you what has worked for me. And now I'm just telling you, this is not an easy task, especially on a rear window like that, because you're going to be in there contorted. You'll look like one of them fellers that should be working at the county fair. You know what I mean? But what you'll do is you'll try to get that.
Well, Larry, I'm a midget, and I take offense to that.
Oh, okay. Well, didn't know that and didn't mean to offend you, but
okay. Well, I'm used to it.
But what you'll do is you're going to get a hold of the corner of that, loosen it up enough to get a hold of a corner, and pull it, just nice and slow, and try to get that layer, the tint layer, off. Then you're going to have the glue left behind. And now what I typically do is I will get something like a good towel. And what I'll do is I'll use denatured alcohol. That stuff is the most amazing thing I've ever used in my life. Get you the denatured alcohol, and what you want to do is you want to try to get that glue, just work a certain area, maybe 12 by 12 inches. Get it just as sopping wet with that denatured alcohol as you can with that towel. Then take that plastic razor blade and just start scraping it. It'll loosen it up, and like I said, it'll take a while to get it off and loosen all that glue up, but it'll get it to the point where that's how you're going to make progress getting it off of there. And if you use the plastic razor blade, you should be able to get it out of there without messing up the rear window defroster. So I guess worst case scenario, you get a regular razor blade and just scrape the window, but like I said, you'll probably wind up sacrificing the rear window defroster circuit back there if you do use a regular razor blade. But using those plastic razor blades, they're great for stuff like that, or if you're trying to remove decals off of off the side of a fleet vehicle or something like that. They work real good. You might even want to try, if you need to, you might even want to try a heat gun, but I don't know if it would. I think a heat gun with that tint might even make matters worse, Dave. And if you do, make sure you take care, because that denatured alcohol also doubles as a fuel, so it is flammable. We wish you luck, and let us know how it works out.